This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark, chapter 16, verses 9 to 15. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. After rising from the dead, Jesus appeared early on Sunday morning to Mary Magdalene, whom he had delivered from 7 demons. She went to his former companions, now weeping and carrying on, and told them. When they heard her report that she had seen him alive and well, they didn't believe her. Later, he appeared, but in a different form, to 2 of them out walking in the countryside. They went back and told the rest, but they weren't believed either. Still later, as the 11 were eating supper, he appeared and took them to task most severe for their stubborn unbelief, refusing to believe those who had been seen him raised up. Then he said, "Go into the world, go everywhere, and announce the message of God's good news to one and all. Whoever believes and is baptized is saved. Whoever refuses to believe is damned." The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 16, verse 9 to 15. People did not easily recognize Jesus when he appeared to them after his resurrection. Mary Magdalene mistook him for a gardener. Many of the disciples were scared that they saw a ghost. He showed himself in another form to the 2 disciples on the road to Emmaus, but they did not recognize him. Seeing is believing is an old saying. Seeing is accepted as our principal source of knowledge, according to Aristotle, but this kind of sight was not adequate to recognizing the risen Christ. It requires seeing with the heart and the spirit, not with the eyes. People who claim to have seen apparitions give us the impression that they have exceptional faith. But that is a wrong assumption. Remember what Jesus told Thomas and the other disciples. Blessed are those who believe without seeing. We cannot grasp what God is, said St. Thomas Aquinas. It was the other way around. We are grasped by God. God possesses us. We cannot comprehend Him either with our eyesight or with our minds. We can only join St. Paul, who prays for the Ephesians that they may, by knowing the love of Christ, which is beyond all knowledge, be filled with the utter fullness of God. We read in Ephesians chapter 3, verse 19. Today's Gospel introduces 3 witnesses to Jesus' resurrection. The first, Mary Magdalene. She reported that Jesus was risen and was alive, but they would not believe her. The second is the testimony of the disciples to Emmaus, but they did not believe them. But in the third, Jesus entrusts his epic project of preaching the gospel to this still an unbelieving and doubting group of disciples. Go out to the whole world and proclaim the good news. You don't need perfect faith to join the mission of Jesus. It is given to you as you go. Faith in Jesus is for their use on the road. It is not a certificate to be kept in the files. If we feel that we are called to work for the Lord, do it. And grace will be given to us as we go. Grace is not given for tomorrow, it is always for now. In the paragraph 3 of Evangelii Gaudium, the joy of the gospel, Pope Francis writes, every Christian, in any place and situation in which he is, there is no reason for anyone to think that this invitation is not for him, because no one is excluded from the joy reported by the Lord. Those who take risks, the Lord does not disappoint. And when someone takes a small step toward Jesus, they discover that He already awaits their arrival with open arms.